What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fish Bluewater channel. So, as you saw in the title, this is a video about sardine fishing, bait fishing to catch sardines. Just up here north of Jupiter, just getting it started. It's early summertime, which is a great time of year for these things. Some solid marks on the machine right now. The water is gen clear, so I'm hoping that we get to make a solid video for you guys if we can get these things to cooperate. But as we go through a little bit of bait fishing today, I'll talk about what we're doing, what we're using, all that stuff. So stay tuned. Let's see if we can get these things to bite a little bit. This came off. I mean, if they were chewing, it'd be as fast as you could drop it down. What we call full racks, which is just every hook on your bait rig rigged up. And hopefully, I made a 50-mile run, so I gotta make a day of it. But all these boats in here that are, that's a cigar minnow there. A lot of times you're, and that may be what also marking on the bottom, which is fine. I got D-hooker out. This little guy right here. Be what we use. You don't want to handle these with your hands at all. Keeping them off the line is critical. Cigar minnows are a little tougher than the sardines, but that is a key tool. So that may be what we were marking back there on the bottom. But what I was saying is, tried to get up here a couple of days ago. I had a battery problem and had to put the boat back on the lift, recharge it, and but boats have been on these baits, I think, for at least a couple of days now, and we just had a guy throwing the net a little ways to the south right on their head, and start stacking that up for a period of time, and baits wise up to it a little bit. So I'm hoping we're gonna bounce around and try to put hopefully a couple wells together, but there's definitely a good wad of bait right here. Got some more, if we have another batch of cigar minnows here, that'll tell me what we're dealing with. Yep. So not necessarily the target bait of the video, but also a fantastic bait. You look at it there, almost like, it's like a baby kingfish without the teeth. They're more of a deep swimmer, catch them off the bottom in the sand, but also a fantastic bait for anything, pelagic wise. What's going on? Ready?
Yep. Thank you.
You just catching bait for the boat?
Nah,
Are you getting commercial fish?
And maybe your tournament next week.
We're gonna go fish right here. The kings are biting pretty good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The sardines are not.
They're nowhere. The best was at Church Rock.
Where's that? Which one?
Right out front of the inlet.
Okay.
They're all over the surface. It's just hard.
Yeah, where there was 100 boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're just picking your catch. You know, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's better than.
Yeah.
I was gonna run to the next sardine spot. Doesn't look like there's anyone here, but it might be.
I got another set of numbers a little further north. I'm gonna go give a shot. Just keep working my way back.
My brother, well, good luck. Thank you.
All right, buddy. So that's Captain Chris Meek, longtime friend, great fisherman. Runs a boat called the Flight Plan. Beautiful custom Spencer out of Hillsborough Inlet, our home inlet. And I've been guilty of exactly what he just came to us for, which is why I was happy to share the love with an extra bait net. Forgot his bait net on the boat, and when you're bait fishing, that's a problem. So guys, depth finder is very important in this game as well. You see that? You see something like that on your screen? It's a giant red stop sign. Stop, deploy your bait rigs. Once again, the baits, for whatever reason, Gen Clear water, been pounded on, just might not be, they might be just shut off for right now. They're not feeding, but at some point in time, like you and I, they got to eat sometime. So, more cigars. Also important when you're dehooking these baits, these guys are not as delicate as thread fins and sardines. You want that line to lay flat, so that lay your rod out flat so that the bait is not rubbing up against the line. You got your rod up like this and you're dehooking them. They're sliding up and down against that line. Takes off their slime coat, beats them up, and then you're wondering why they're dying in your bait pen a week later. Aha! Those are the fish we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen. Sardines. Now, I will also tell you that if you're trying to, let me get these guys on the bottom first. You're going to just catch these and use them the same day, not a big deal. However, if you're trying to put these in the pen and keep them for weeks or longer, you get any that are coming up that a little mark, or, you know, and if they're bleeding a little bit, if they're foul hooked, you know, just it's not clean, don't even bother. Throw them over, because chances are they're not going to, it's only going to be a matter of time before they die anyways, and you want strong, solid, healthy baits going into your pen that you're going to obviously store them in for periods of time. We got wall-to-wall bait right now, and they are just not having it. So if this keeps up, we're not too far from the inlet. My own fault, I had 2 blocks of chum in the freezer at home for this very reason and didn't bring them. But I may slip in the inlet and see if I can pick up 2-3 blocks of chum. Sometimes when they're real finicky like this, you get some chum going, you can get them going in the chum a little bit. Hopefully, eventually it's not going to be necessary, but they're just not, they are not cooperating right now. That is what it's supposed to look like when it's happening. Lay your rig out nice and flat like that. Keep the baits away from the rig. So guys, we also use these round 100-gallon wells. It's because there's no corners. You know, the sardines and the thread fins, they have really, like I said, they're delicate baits. They start banging their noses up into the corners of wells and stuff like that. Beats them up, they get bloody, and they just don't last in the pens. So these 100-gallon rounds, you know, are the absolute best case scenario as far as when you're trying to go catch bait, transport it, take the best care of it. I understand everybody's not going to have a boat where they can carry 2 of these, but you know, if you can carry 1, or even a 50-gallon round's great, you know. It's just more the shape, and you want to be careful, obviously, not to overload. So, assuming bait fishing was good enough, I probably wouldn't carry more than 200 or so in each of these 100-gallon wells on sardines. Are you using the fluorocarbon rigs?
No.
No.
My buddy earlier was using fluorocarbon. He was catching them all, but we got red hooks.
I only have rigs with like half red and half green.
Okay. But is the hook red or gold?
Gold.
Yeah, see, ours are red.
Really?
Yeah. Hard to find them.
Got a pretty good load here, guys. It's funny how things work. Extended the olive branch earlier today to, oh boy, shark following them up. My buddy Chris Meek needed a bait net. There's a big old meat whistle, fatty. And then I'm watching boats around me catch more bait than we catch, which I'm not trying to sound egotistical, but I'm not usually used to that. And my competitive side doesn't handle it well. So I'm talking to Marty, who called us up here, and trying to figure out there had to be something different. And sure enough, because I heard everybody talking about the red rigs versus the green, here we go, we're loaded up again. And I was like, well, I got a pack of R&Rs, but they're half green, half red. And he's like, well, is it the red head or is it red hooks? I said, no, it's red head. All my hooks are gold. And they're fishing an R&R rig that's a red head, just like this. Zoom it in, with a red hook. Never fished it, never, probably something that's been out that I've just not been aware of, and 1000% it's getting bites, double, threefold any of the other rigs. So when you're sitting there scratching your head, you just got to try different things. I learned something myself on my own video today. How about that? Real quick, just to wrap, just some of the terminal gear we used today. Got a few different packs of bait rigs. We've got this fluorocarbon Seagar Hayabusa rig, and then two of the R&R rigs. Number 4 was the best size. These guys here saved the afternoon so far on the R&Rs, which is a red head with a red hook. We'll have everything down in the description below. RFR3 is the model number. There's your offshore angler dehooker. Picked all this stuff up at Bass Pro Shops, kind of on a bulk buy before a previous bait fishing trip. But any of these should be able to find most of this stuff at any of your local shops. Teardrop weights between 3/4 of an ounce and probably 2 ounces. And anything else? If I didn't answer a question or you've got a question, drop a comment below, and we'll do our best to get you a proper answer. So check out the gallery, tons of great informative videos, and we'll see you for the next Fish Blue Water video.